समस्तजगतां सुहृदेक आत्मा सत्त्वेन यन्मृडयते भगवान् भगेन तेनैव मे दृशम् अनुस्पृशताद्यथाहम् रक्ष्यामि पूर्ववदिदं प्रणतप्रियोऽसौ। He, I am the Lord, Samasta Jagatam, of all the universes, Suhrutekaha, the one friend and philosopher, Atma, the super soul, Satvena, by the mode of goodness, Yat, one who, Mrudayate, causes happiness, Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead, Bhagena, with 6 opulences, Tena, by him, Eva, certainly, me, to me, Drusham, power of introspection, Anusprushatan, let him give, Yatha, as, Aham, I, Shakshyami, will be able to create, Purvavat, as before, Idham, this universe, Pranata, surrendered, Priyaha, dear, Asau, he, the Lord. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swamy Prabhupada. Translation: let the Supreme Lord be merciful towards me. He is the one friend and soul of all living entities in the world, and He maintains all for their ultimate happiness by His 6 transcendental opulences. May He be merciful towards me, so that I, as before, may be empowered with the introspection to create, for I am also one of the surrendered souls who are dear to the Lord. Please repeat. Let the Supreme Lord be merciful towards me. He is the one friend and soul of all living entities in the world, and He maintains all for their ultimate happiness by His 6 transcendental opulences. May He be merciful towards me, so that I, as before, may be empowered with the introspection to create, and I am also one of the surrendered souls who are dear to the Lord. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The Supreme Lord Purushottama, as Sri Krishna, is the maintainer of all in both the transcendental and material worlds. He is the life and friend of all because there is eternally natural affection and love between the living entities and the Lord. He is the one friend and well-wisher for all, and He is one without a second. The Lord maintains all the living entities everywhere by His 6 transcendental opulences, for which He is known as Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Brahma prayed for His mercy so that He might be able to create the universal affairs as He did before. Only by the Lord's causeless mercy could He create both material and spiritual personalities like Marichi and Narada respectively. Brahma prayed to the Lord because he is very much dear to the surrendered soul. The surrendered soul knows nothing but the Lord, and therefore the Lord is very affectionate towards him. Rasanstha Bhaktivedanta Parpoto Madhyanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Ena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Lord Brahma, he has offered prayers to the Supreme Lord, and in these few verses you will see he is praying to the Lord to be merciful towards him so that he will be able to create the universal affairs as he did before. After offering the prayers, he is submitting his desire that let Brahma be empowered to create the universal affairs. That is his prayer. Tenaiva me drusham anusprishatad. So drusham means the power of introspection for doing any service. There is a introspection that is required. So Brahma is requesting, my Lord, please bless me with that power so that I will be able to create. And then in the end he is saying, Shakshami Purvavad Idham Pranata. Pranata means I am a surrendered soul. He is appealing to the Lord that I am also one of your surrendered souls. You have millions and millions of surrendered souls, and please remember that I am also one of them. That's what we say in the morning. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrundaki. Vaishnavas are Ananta Koti. They are all surrendered to the Supreme Lord, Vishnu. So this should be the mood. Brahma has already created one universe, and then there was devastation, and Brahma is again about to create the universal affairs. That's why he is using the word here Purvavat. Like before, he wants to create again the universal affairs. But still he is not confident that yes, I will be able to do it. Ek bar to kar diya. Once I have done, so no, still he is appealing to Krishna. Anusprishatad yata ham. To do it, please give me the power. And then he is recognizing the Lord that you are the one Satvena yan mrudayate Bhagavan. You are the one who maintain this entire universe. Vishnu is the maintainer, we all know. And then he maintains by his 6 opulences. Bhagavan Bhagena. Bhagena means 6 opulences. Because to maintain this big establishment, you need opulences. The spiritual my Lord, you maintain this entire universe with your opulences. I am a surrendered soul. I have been given this service. So by your mercy, I will be able to do it. And but Krishna, he is Satvena, he is a Samasta Jagatam Suhrut. He is a friend of all living entities within all the universes. And then he maintains for their ultimate happiness. Very important. He may not give you immediate happiness, but he will give you the ultimate happiness. So these are the wonderful characteristics of the Lord. Surrendered soul means if Krishna is giving everything nicely, more opulences, excess floating in opulences, then I am surrendered soul. And if Krishna tightens, let us say it doesn't give what I am expecting, then I am not surrendered soul. I will say, why this, why that? Surrendered soul means he remains surrendered to Krishna in all circumstances. Not that when he is happy, he is kept happy. Things are going on nicely, then I am surrendered. But when things go this way, that way, then instead of Krishna, we will say kaka, kiki, kuku. Our words will change, our thinking will change, our attitudes change. We become complainer. That is not. A pure devotee means he remains surrendered under all circumstances. Because he is not focusing on Bhagavan Bhagena, opulences per se. He is focusing on his relationship. If he gives more, he will use it more. If he gives less, he will use it. He will do only that much. So, he doesn't complain. That is surrender. He goes by the desire of Guru and Krishna. Guru wants like this, Krishna wants like this, okay, let me continue the service with the same enthusiasm. And then, please, Guru and Krishna. So this is the mode. It doesn't matter whatever may be the service. Remain enthusiastically in the service under all circumstances. That is surrendered soul. Sometimes in the beginning stages, some devotees, when the things become little tight, they reduce their rounds. When when the things are going nicely, okay, 16 rounds, but when the things come down, then immediately we reduce the rounds and start doubting what is happening. So, on the path of this pure devotional service, tests will come. Maya will put obstacles, tests will come. And if the devotee remains in the service, continue to render his services, then he has passed the test. He has made up his mind in such a way that, okay, he adjusts to the changed environment. Jai Radha Govinda. He accepts the changed environment and then he continues his services. This accepting is so important. Sometimes we resist change in our life, but Krishna wants us to change. So it may come like a pressure. Sometimes some pressures will come and then we have to change, we have to adapt. Change. In a Krishna conscious way, we have to change and adopt and ensure that our services continue. So this is the beauty of this process. We are not alone. Krishna is there. He is my well-wisher. Here Prabhupada is saying he is the friend and philosopher. Krishna is my suhrut. He is a very intimate friend. There are many types of friends are there. Suhrut, Mitra, like that there are some categories are there. But Krishna is the highest, very, very dear, very close to the living entity. But if that is the case, then why am I facing all these difficulties? If Krishna is my intimate friend, then why I am facing these difficulties, these changes? Everything should be very nice, happy, pakka, permanent. Why all these things are happening? Because samasta jagatam suhrut is not only friend of you, but is a friend of samasta jagatam, all the universes. So his thinking, his calculations, you will not be able to understand. Don't think in this world only we are there and Krishna is there and then that's all, go on giving and then we are very happy. No. Krishna wants to give his opulences. After we are sons of Lord, as sons, we have a right to enjoy Father's property. Opulences are shared. But then Krishna, he happily allows the living entities to enjoy these opulences. There is nothing wrong. But since he is a well-wisher, those opulences are shared based on the living entity's capacity to accept and spend money. That living entity's capacity. For his pure devotee, Krishna again send unlimited opulences. Because he is a tested and established devotee. Lord has no doubts. He sends all the opulences. Bhagavan, Bhagavan. And then where is the limit to Krishna? Unlimited opulences are waiting. So sometimes we see some devotees showing extraordinary power in terms of these opulences. Extraordinary. Like Priyavrata we see. In the ancient times we see there are a lot of devotees, they exhibit extraordinary power, extraordinary wealth. And Prabhupada also, you see, Prabhupada has shown extraordinary power in spreading this movement. people become awestruck by reading Srila Prabhupada's his leelas. Like recently, one of our one of our auditors, I think he read Prabhupada's this Telugu biography, and then he came to me and then he said, he is not able to even articulate what he is feeling, so much of praise for Prabhupada. So, when someone shows such extraordinary powers, they are called Shakti Avesha Avatar. Shakti Avesha. Shakti is being given. Empowered personalities. So Prabhupada is a Shakti Avesha avatar. Krishna's Shakti Avesha. In order to take out the living entities of this age from a very fallen state and give them something very, the highest kind of love of God, that is possible only by a specially empowered personality. So that extraordinary compassion, extraordinary mercy, Shakti he has given. But for conditioned souls who are under destiny, Krishna may not give. Krishna will not give these opulences. He will not give so much of empowerment. His empowerment is depending on his destiny. He is supposed to do only this much and that's all. But for devotees, Krishna, he will not put any limitations. But in sadhaka stage, if sometimes Krishna sees that we may get diverted by opulences, then he may not give satvena, because his goal is our ultimate happiness. He doesn't want us to be stuck in this world. He wants us to enjoy happiness in the unlimited world. So that is Krishna's mood. So that's why sometimes we will not be able to understand why Krishna is giving, Krishna is not giving. So if he tests the devotees and then he sees that yes, they are able to spend nicely, then Krishna, he will give. During Prabhupada's manifest leelas, our movement was so opulent. Krishna sent so much of opulence. And then Prabhupada could, build 108 temples. And then so many disciples. Everybody is maintained. There is no, Prabhupada says we don't have any fixed income, fixed deposit. On a day-to-day basis, depend on Krishna. This is called surrendered soul. Prabhupada never complained that I have such big plans and why this, why that, why delay. No. So this is a very intimate relationship. So Prabhupada is saying here, eternally natural affection is there. Krishna always remains our well-wisher. That should be the confidence of the surrendered soul. He should never complain. He says that yes, Lord is my well-wisher and still something is happening. That means it is part of his well-wishing plan. He still remains Suhrut. So that should be the mood of the devotees. Okay, so here Brahmaji is requesting Srakshami Purvavat, to create like before. Idam Pranata Priyosau. My Lord, I am one of your surrendered souls, please, so please empower me. Tenaiva me drusham, empower me. So sometimes devotees will say, okay, take class. No, Prabhu, I am not qualified. I am not qualified, so I will not do. That is not humility. Humility is tenaiva me drusham. If you empower, I can do anything. We recognize that only by Lord's power we will be able to do something. If a devotee recognizes, then there is no question of pride. But as soon as a devotee thinks that yes, based on my previous experience, my capability, my skills, I can do, I can achieve, I don't have to depend on Krishna, then that is a dangerous situation. He always remains, whether experience or no experience, he always remains surrendered to Krishna. This is the thing. Of course, if we can use our experience by introspection, where I went wrong, where I was correct, if we can do that, and then that also requires, introspection also requires Krishna's blessing. So that's why he is asking, Tenaiva me drusham, let me see. To see also we require Krishna's blessing. So that once we introspect, then probably we will not be able to repeat the same mistakes or whatever, and then we become very alert in our services and then able to please Guru and Krishna. Real humility means, my Lord, if please empower me so that I will be able to execute my Guru's order. This is humility. Yes, we are not capable, we are actually low, we are not so highly skilled, whatever, all these things are correct. But he is not escaping from his duty in the name of humility. As soon as service is been given, he is praying to Krishna. Here you can see Lord Brahma is praying, although he has less experience. So that should be the mood. If Guru's mercy is there, I will be able to speak for hours together. If Guru's mercy is there, I will be able to even cross the mountain. Angam pangaite girim. I can do anything, provided I pray, I beg Guru's mercy. Like Srila Prabhupada, there was one memory by one of the, some mathas. Prabhupada was living in Radha temple, and nearby in one of the ashrams, one saintly person, he was living. And then he was mentioning in the around 60s, regularly he used to hear somebody crying and loudly, saying something in the middle of the nights. So many times he thought he wants to go and see who is that who is crying loudly. But then he could not get time. And then one day somehow he could not get sleep, and then again he heard somebody loudly shouting and praying and then crying. And then he goes up and sees what's happening, and the sound is coming from Radha temple. He says one person is brooming in front of Rupa Goswami's Samadhi. He is brooming and is loudly telling, is loudly praying to Rupa Goswami. He is crying. He is praying that my spiritual master has ordered me to do this. I am actually not capable. I am not qualified to do this. But then, please bless me. Please give me your strength. Of course, later on he knows that it is none other than Srila Prabhupada himself was doing that. He was actually sweeping in front of Rupa Goswami Samadhi Mandir and he is requesting, he is praying to the Rupa Goswami. This is the mood. My Guru has ordered, but I am not capable, I don't feel that I can do, but still I have to do. Still I have to do, but to do I require strength, I require power, I require health, wealth, everything, opulences. Bhagavan Bhagaha. So he is begging Rupa Goswami, please bless me that I will be able to achieve my Gurus. So Prabhupada's life we can see how he is always meditating on Guru's order. That Krishna Tava Krupa, that song is there. So Prabhupada mentions, Guru Seva Vastu Mile. By service to Guru, Vastu Mile. Vastu is Krishna. He is the only Vastu, only reality. The reality is the Supreme Lord. Vastavam Vastu Shivadam. And as soon as one gets absolute truth, then his life will be auspicious. Tapatraya unmoolanam. Then all the tapatrayas in his life will be vanquished. Unmoolanam, uprooted. Along with its roots, all the tapatrayas will be vanquished just by Guru Seva. Guru Seva Vastu Mile, Vastavam Vastu Shivadam, Tapatrayon Moolanam. Sometimes somebody may think, okay, why we have to struggle and then so do so much of this construction and all those things. Ek temple to ho gaya. Brahma is not saying, okay, already I created, no, so what is it? Why I have to create one more? He is not saying that. Similarly, why one more temple? Because his temple building is Guru Seva. If you chant Hare Krishna and you preach, that is Krishna Seva, that's okay. It's temple building temples. Guru Seva. Very important. For your own purification, you are associating with Krishna, you are chanting and hearing, that is a seva to Krishna, holy name directly, yes. But that's also by Prabhupada's mercy. But Guru Seva means, yes, you have to build Guru's mission, Guru's institution. Cannot think that, okay, no, why all these things? Let me happily sit and preach. And why not preach? Why construct? But one has to be enthusiastic in building Guru's mission. Only by that kind of a Guru Seva, we will understand the secrets of this knowledge. We become more surrendered and then we will be successful. Any questions?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Prabhu, you were saying that sometimes devotee may say that I am not qualified to take class when asked to take class. Devotee may have some underlying understanding or his thinking behind his statement. If you just see the recent GBC resolution, Prabhu, giving some designations for devotees. In giving one designation to a devotee with sadhana exemption, where he had less sadhana, there GBC has told that he need not give association to devotees who has with sadhana exemption. He has got a designation. There GBC is considering something, some aspects which may be helpful for him and both community, thinking all the checks and balances. GBC has recommended something. This kind of thinking the devotee might also have behind that statement, how to uh, take this into consideration and all.
No, it is not talking about association. It is talking about spiritual direction. Somebody is not able to practice sadhana continuously for many weeks and months together. Better he refrains from giving spiritual directions. Otherwise, yes, anybody can take association. Anybody can guide in the services. So services can go on. Spiritual directions means, if somebody goes and asks him, should I attend sadhana or not? Himself is not attending, let us say. Then that is not a... So in that context. Humility should not be an excuse for not doing service. It's not an excuse. Yes, you may feel internally that I am not qualified. But if you are asked to do, we should do. That's all. Don't give excuse of a humility. Oh, no, rather, you should be ready, yes. Because I have got the empowerment now. Because my authorities have told me. Now let me pray. Let me beg Krishna's mercy. He prepares himself. And the preparation begins with begging Krishna for empowerment, for the strength, for that intelligence. In our spiritual culture, we don't give any trainings to become, some position or something like that. We don't give any training. See, in the outside world, somebody has to become a high court judge. First he has to study law, he has to do apprenticeship, he has to work under some lawyer, and then he himself becomes very senior, then lower court, this court, that court, and finally he becomes high court judge. That is outside world, that's material energy. In spiritual energy, he will be appointed. The Brahma, create karo, over. There is no training how to. Brahmaji is not taking any scanner and this and that and learnt all the mechanical engineering and all those things. He is not. You don't see any Bhagavatam telling all that. He is been first placed in that position. That's all. Empowered. Now you do. The Brahma is not complaining. Why did you put me here without any training? He is praying to Krishna. My Lord, yes, whatever way you want, you use me in our service. It's up to you, I am your surrendered soul. I belong to you and you are the soul of all the living entities. I belong to you, so you use the way you want. And then Krishna, when he gives that knowledge, you will see Brahma makes this wonderful universal affairs he creates. So similarly, in our life also you see somebody will be called and said, Karo. He may not have any experience before. But then devotees, they depend on Krishna. So in each of our services, we should develop. Initially, okay, we may make mistakes and this and that. But as we go on, we will be able to. Devotees will learn. Automatically they will learn. Krishna will guide them. If something is lacking, Krishna will give. Some Vaishnavas association, even from karmis and anybody, devotees will pick up the knowledge and then they will be able to do it. Because all knowledge belongs to Krishna. If Krishna is already revealed to somebody else, okay, we'll take from him. They're not worried, Prabhupada also, he learned many things by, sometimes he used to hear some very unique English words, and immediately Prabhupada used to learn that. And then you will see somewhere he will be using that word in the Lord's service. So even one single word also Prabhupada will not leave. Everything he wants to use in Krishna's service. I think I told you this example. I was reading that example of how Krishna and Balaram enter into Kamsa's Talavan, and then there is a ass demon, and it is said that Krishna takes the hind legs of the ass and wheels him around, throws him onto the tree. So Prabhupada says centrifugal action. He uses the word centrifugal. It's actually an engineering word, mechanical word it is. So spinning, that is a centrifugal action. He throws him off onto the... Just by that centrifugal action he dies. The demon dies. So you can see even one single word he brings in from all over, wherever and there is a requirement, he uses it. So like that, devotees are very attentive what Lord is sending, everything he takes and then try to use it in Krishna's service. And we always remain surrendered, whether Krishna gives opulences or he doesn't give opulences. And we will not be grudging, we will not be complaining, happily go on. Ultimately that is his wish. This is his empire. We are not running some material empire, an independent empire of Krishna. This is his mission. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale. This is his mission. If he wants, it can become very big. If he doesn't want, then it can be at some level. It all depends on Krishna's wish and our level of surrenderance. So as we go on increasing our surrenderance, then Lord will be pleased to expand His mission through us. This team will become empowered to achieve something unusual. And it's not that something, it is new to us. We are as a team, we all experienced that how this temple has come up. And then using the same team, you will see Krishna will be pleased to manifest many other wonderful things, provided we remain surrendered to our spiritual master. Surrender means accept his desires as our desires. This is the surrenderance. Is it okay? Any other? Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
హరే కృష్ణ గోల్డెన్ టెంపుల్ వారి మరో అపురూప కానుక హరే కృష్ణ వాణి ఆధ్యాత్మిక మాసపత్రిక. ఇప్పుడు మొబైల్ యాప్ ద్వారా కూడా సులభంగా పత్రికలు చదువుకునే సౌకర్యం, వార్షిక సభ్యత్వం, భగవద్గీత, భాగవత ప్రవచనాలు, స్ఫూర్తి సందేశాలు, ఇంకా మరెన్నో సదుపాయాలతో హరే కృష్ణ వాణి మొబైల్ యాప్ నేడే డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకోండి. మరిన్ని వివరాల కోసం కాల్ చేయండి 9133107700. హరే కృష్ణ గోల్డెన్ టెంపుల్ వారి మరో అపురూప కానుక హరే కృష్ణ వాణి ఆధ్యాత్మిక మాసపత్రిక. ఇప్పుడు మొబైల్ యాప్ ద్వారా కూడా సులభంగా పత్రికలు చదువుకునే సౌకర్యం, వార్షిక సభ్యత్వం, భగవద్గీత, భాగవత ప్రవచనాలు, స్ఫూర్తి సందేశాలు, ఇంకా మరెన్నో సదుపాయాలతో హరే కృష్ణ వాణి మొబైల్ యాప్ నేడే డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకోండి. మరిన్ని వివరాల కోసం కాల్ చేయండి 9133107700. హరే కృష్ణ గోల్డెన్ టెంపుల్ వారి మరో అపురూప కానుక హరే కృష్ణ వాణి ఆధ్యాత్మిక మాసపత్రిక. ఇప్పుడు మొబైల్ యాప్ ద్వారా కూడా సులభంగా పత్రికలు చదువుకునే సౌకర్యం, వార్షిక సభ్యత్వం, భగవద్గీత, భాగవత ప్రవచనాలు, స్ఫూర్తి సందేశాలు, ఇంకా మరెన్నో సదుపాయాలతో హరే కృష్ణ వాణి మొబైల్ యాప్ నేడే డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకోండి. మరిన్ని వివరాల కోసం కాల్ చేయండి 9133107700. హరే కృష్ణ గోల్డెన్ టెంపుల్ వారి మరో అపురూప కానుక హరే కృష్ణవాణి ఆధ్యాత్మిక మాసపత్రిక. ఇప్పుడు మొబైల్ యాప్ ద్వారా కూడా సులభంగా పత్రికలు చదువుకునే సౌకర్యం, వార్షిక సభ్యత్వం, భగవద్గీత, భాగవత ప్రవచనాలు, స్ఫూర్తి సందేశాలు, ఇంకా మరెన్నో సదుపాయాలతో హరే కృష్ణవాణి మొబైల్ యాప్ నేడే డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకోండి. మరిన్ని వివరాల కోసం కాల్ చేయండి 9133107700. హరే కృష్ణ గోల్డెన్ టెంపుల్ వారి మరో అపురూప కానుక